direct, doing a vertical stream. We're here to talk about it. Woman shot out in Minnesota by ICE agents. This protesters gathering around in Minnesota. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about Camron and Jim Jones. That'll be the second topic for today. Let me get the chat going, get the polls going real quick before. Give me 1 second, y'all. For some reason, I can't start a poll. I don't know why. Yeah, but listen, we got to talk about this tonight. Woman shot in Minnesota. Absolutely sad. We're gonna get to that, man. What is going on with ICE? What is going on with Donald Trump? What is going on, man? We're here to talk about it tonight. Make sure you guys come in, tune in, tune in, tune in. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're just starting the show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're here to do a vertical live. I was going to go on the computer and talk a little bit, but I decided to do a vertical live stream. It's easier at this point in time. It's kind of late. I'd have to turn on the computer, set up the camera, set up OBS, all this other stuff. So I said, let me just get on the phone and talk my talk, to the people. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're coming in here live and direct. Coming in live and direct. We're here to talk about the Minnesota woman shot out in Minnesota, man. It's absolutely a sad story. We're gonna have to pull that up. Actually, I was watching a little bit of the video. Let's see this here. Hold on.
What can I share about
Let's play this a little bit.
There is nothing to indicate that this woman was the target of any law enforcement investigation or activity. This woman was in her car, and it appears then blocking the street because of the presence of
So
federal
stop that for
government,
1 second.
obviously
So
something
this
that's been
woman
happening.
wasn't even a part of the investigation. This is what they're saying. This is what they're reporting. They're reporting. This is one of the police officers. They're saying that she wasn't even a part of the investigation. Now, inquiring minds want to know, why did that ICE agent decide to fire off shots into the car? Now, I'm not going to play that video. That video is kind of brutal. When you look at that video of that woman from Minnesota being shot in her car, it's absolutely brutal. It's absolutely sad what happened to her. In my opinion, from what I saw, from what I was looking at, she was trying to get away. She was trying to get away. She was not trying to harm someone. She was not trying to, run over one of the ICE agents. In my humble opinion, she was not trying to do that. She was actually trying to evade. She was trying to evade. She was trying to get away. Now, what the officers are saying is that she tried to, I guess, impede the investigation. I guess she was trying to stop the investigation. Let's actually watch that video. Let me watch the video in totality of let me watch the video in totality just to get some information in terms of what's happening.
But around the country.
But give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to watch this thing in totality. Just give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I'm just trying to do one thing on here. Here we go. All right, let's watch that video in totality real quick. Let's watch it in totality. Let's watch that video in totality of what's happening.
What can I share about the deceased?
Oh, give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Let's watch that video of them talking about what happened.
There is nothing to indicate that this woman was the target of any law enforcement investigation or activity. This woman was in her car, and it appears then blocking the street because of the presence of federal law enforcement, which is obviously something that has been happening not just in Minneapolis, but around the country. She appears to be a middle-aged white woman.
Wow.
Just about a month ago, you said these unplanned and questionable tactics by federal agents would result in someone being killed at a press conference right here. Do you consider today's tactics in line with that, or do you just have a generic response to the fact that somebody is now dead?
The question is that I had previously made several statements about being concerned about the tactics being employed. I am obviously very concerned that I have been told that a woman who was sitting in her car blocking the street and not the target of any enforcement activity is now deceased. However,
My
I
thing
do
is
not
this:
know. To
why
be clear, I do not know the exact.
why did they why did who decided to shoot in the car? That's what I want to know. Who decided to shoot in the car? Who decided to say, you know what? I'm going to shoot into this car. I'm going to ultimately make the decision to shoot into this car. Whose decision was that? Because I seen the video. I'm not going to play the video. But in the video, it looks like she was trying to evade. It looked like she was necessarily trying to hurt anyone. She was trying to get away. She was trying to get away. And ultimately, her trying to get away, it cost her a life. The saddest part about it is that it cost her a life. And now we're here, talking about the situation. And the protesters have gathered in Minnesota. Let me see if I can pull up the video of the Minnesota of the people gathering in Minnesota. Maybe I should have done a show on the computer just so I could pull it up a little bit better. Protesters, because they've gathered in Minnesota. Because this is heinous. This is heinous. Salute to Rico. He says, "What happened to Jim and Cam?" We're gonna get to Jim and Cam later, man. We talking about this Minnesota thing right now. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's crazy what happened in Minnesota, man. This is in New York right now. They out there in Minnesota. They out there.
Capitalism kills culture. When everything's about
Give me 1 second, man.
capitalism.
Yeah, they're doing protests. They're out there in Minnesota right now, and they're doing protests. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm not gonna play the video where the woman was shot because it's too heinous. It's too heinous. The video's too heinous of the woman that got shot. And I already see the narratives. They're talking about the woman had, stuff in her bio in terms of being trans and stuff like that, or LGBTQ stuff. I don't necessarily care about that. I don't think that's important. I don't want to. I don't want to even bring that into it. Rico, Chaz says if someone wearing a mask dressed in riot gear was walking aggressively towards you and didn't identify themselves, would you let them detain you? No, no. If you don't identify yourself as a law enforcement, if you don't identify yourself as, and I don't see a badge or I don't see some type of identification as a law enforcement, no, I don't think you should allow someone to detain you. I think that, no, I don't. But in the same sense, in the same vein, let's be real. I mean, I looked at the video. They did pull up in police vehicles, right? They pulled up in police vehicles. They gave a woman a command. Now, this is where I feel like they were wrong. They just shot into the vehicle with no type of regard for life. That's where the problem is for me, that they shot into the vehicle with no regard for life. In my peripheral view of what happened, it looked like the woman was trying to get away. It didn't look like she was trying to run someone over or topple someone. I didn't see that. I seen her with a clear path going a certain way. I didn't see any officer in her way. She took the clear path, and then I see an officer go shoot inside of her car. So, I think it was a total disregard for life. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was a total disregard for life. It was no regard for life, in my opinion. Chad says, so many brothers and sisters need to know this. It's only going to escalate. Her wheels were turned. Yeah, listen, I agree. What happened to her was sad. It was sad what happened to her. Um, I just feel like I mean, you know, Ice, and I'm no fan of Ice, but I do think that Ice at the now hear me out. I do feel that we do need some form of check and balances when it comes to people coming into this country illegally. But I don't think that ICE is the right answer. I don't think that their tactics, the things that they're doing, and the way they're going about it, especially if they're going to be militarized, especially if they're going to be, so aggressive with the tactics to gather these people, I don't think that this is probably the right answer. This is probably not the right way to go about it, especially when we're going to be taking people's civil liberties and people going to be losing their lives. So it's a sad situation what's happening, and the reality is it's only going to escalate. This is not a good thing. This is a very bad, sad, tragic situation that is going to be a lot of protests. There's going to be a lot of people shouting, angry, people that want answers, people that need to be people that need to to be accounted for. Someone has to, pay the piper for this, Is it going to fall down on ICE as an operation, as a entity? Is it going to fall down on them and in their I guess headquarters, or whatever their is it going to fall down? I think it should. I think it should fall down to their knees. They've been accused of being a little barbaric in their tactics. But that was a tragic video, man. Anybody who's watched that video is tragic. I mean, it was really, in my opinion, because when I first heard the story, from what I saw and what I was hearing, it sounded like it was more so a woman tried to run somebody over. But then when you watch the video, you see nobody's running anybody over. Nobody's running anyone over in that video. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta text somebody back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm reading a text right now. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I have to do one. Just give me 1 second, y'all. And we're gonna get to Cam and hold on. Give me 1 second. Just trying to text somebody back. All right. But yeah, in terms of this situation, it's a sad situation. What happened to that woman? It's going to be interesting to see Who's going? Who needs to pay for this? And I don't have the name of the officer who did this. I don't have the name of the officer. Let me see. I'm not going to look up the name of the officer, but whoever the officer was who committed this crime, um, he needs to be charged. He needs to be charged. A lot of people are going to be on the pro law enforcement side, and they're going to say she was trying to run over someone. She was aggressive, and she was this and she was that. But in my humble opinion, and listen, I agree that if someone gets behind a vehicle and they're threatening you in a way with their vehicle, then I mean, police have to take action. But in my opinion, that's not what happened in that video. From what I saw in that video, I seen a woman trying to get away. I saw a woman trying to evade. Now, for someone to evade, now I don't know what state some of you guys live in, but in certain states, when they teach people that you're not supposed to shoot at somebody who's trying to run away. You're not supposed to, shoot at someone. I mean, if you're trying to evade, you're not supposed to shoot them. This is someone trying to get away. This is not necessarily somebody trying to attack you or someone trying to get at you. So, from what I saw in that vehicle, the police officer was in the wrong for that. He was absolutely in the wrong for that. He was absolutely gone off his rocker. He was absolutely on a power trip. And you have a lot of these people who join ICE, who join law enforcement. Let's just be honest. They join all types of law enforcement, ICE and all these other different entities, and they think it's a badge to take people's lives. They think it's a badge to harass people. They think it's a badge to instigate people. They think it's a badge to violate people's rights. I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen people get a badge or get a ICE, get an ICE job application and take that and use that to harass people. Make no mistake, there are people that have joined ICE that have only joined with the intention of harassing people. That's a fact. You know? Pony says, don't drive into police officers. Listen, in the video, right? Let's talk about the video. Because this is the video. The video that I seen, I did not see that woman drive into police officers. I seen that woman trying to evade police officers. If you saying that she tried to evade, then I agree. She did not get behind that vehicle and try to ram over those police. From what I saw, maybe you have a different video from a different angle, but the video that I seen, I didn't see that woman try to run nobody over. I didn't see that woman try to run nobody over. I'm just being honest. She tried to evade the police officers. So I mean, if we can't just be shooting people just because they're trying to evade the law. And then it comes down that this woman wasn't even, she had nothing to do with the investigation. She was never, she's a US citizen, white woman. She wasn't a part of their investigation. They wasn't looking for her. They took issue with her because I think she was blocking them. They decided to get out the car. They hopped out the car. They told her to get out the car. She tried to evade, and they felt threatened. They pulled out the guns and they shoot into the car. I mean, come on. That's the total disregard for life. That's a total disregard for life. Pony says, you join the police force, any police force, and try going about your job as an officer instead of being an armchair lawyer. Listen, dog, you're sitting here. Let me ask you a question. Are you a police officer? Are you a police officer? Because at the end of the day, police officers are public servants. They are not paid to shoot people. They are not paid to harass people. They are not paid to, accuse people of crime. They are not paid to do that thing. They are here to protect and serve the community, right? But what happens is people get a badge, they get a gun, and they decide to harass the people in their community. They get a badge and a gun, and they decide, you know what, I'm going to do everything to fulfill my quotas for the year. It's not about, being a good police officer. It's not about protecting and serving your community. You pretty much just got a badge just to harass people. And I think that we would be remiss to say that people have not joined ICE to harass people. People have joined ICE to harass people. Some white supremacists have joined ICE to harass people. Let's just be honest about that, right? Now, I'm not saying that the majority of ICE agents are racist. I'm not saying that. There's some people there really just trying to do a job. There's people that's really there that's just there to do the best of their abilities, and they understand it's a messed up situation, but it's a job that needs to be done. And listen, I got respect for those people, but there are individuals that are heavy on the trigger. White supremacists there that are heavy on the trigger. Have no regard for life. Let's not be remiss. Let's not be, totally oblivious to that point. That happens. It's happening. No question. Pony says yes. BX Mel says, hey, stop resisting. Pony says, your worldview is wrong. BX Mel says, that was ICE, not police. They moving like the Nazis. Listen, man, I agree. I believe that ICE is moving like the Nazis. Why are they moving like that? Why with the aggressive tactics? Why are they going so hard? I mean, a white woman? Y'all shot a white woman? Keep in mind, they wasn't even there for her. The investigation had nothing to do with her. From what I've seen, that she was just more so, just there on some, like, trying to stop people, trying to get away from people, or trying to block the situation of what was happening. But it had nothing to do with her. It's real spill. But they pulled her in. They told her to stop. She tried to evade, and what happened. And it's just sad to see that somebody lost their life because of something so ridiculous, something so stupid. Um, and listen, listen, in terms of the police, being threatened by way of force, whether it be a vehicle, whether it be a weapon, whether it be anything of that matter, I do believe that the police should take action. I do believe that the police were in right. If a police officer is being threatened with a car or a weapon or anything of that magnitude that could cause bodily harm or take a police officer's life, they should take action. But in that video, I did not see that. I seen a woman trying to evade police officers, trying to get away, trying to, evade what was happening to her, trying to get away what was happening to her. And ultimately, we seen a sad situation that should have never happened. Why did it have to happen? Pony says a vehicle is a weapon. That's a fact. I agree. But was that vehicle used to try to, take a police officer's life? I don't believe it was. I believe that vehicle was used to try to get away. BX Mel says if it was Keisha who got shot, would it be the same outrage? If it was, it probably would be to a higher degree, in my opinion. It would probably be to a higher degree. But listen, we're starting to see protests today. People are out there protesting today. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming days. I do think that we will see more protests and we will see more people out there. But at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, did this need to happen? Because at the end of the day, I don't believe this needed to happen. This didn't have to happen. A young woman lost her life, but because of what? Because some over aggressive ICE agents decided to pounce upon a community and break up a home. Why did it need to happen? Why did it have to happen like this? BX Mel says she was there already asking questions about what they were doing there. Yeah, I'm sure that was the thing that was happening, that she was probably someone in that community that didn't want them there. I agree that probably was the case. She probably didn't want them there. She probably was talking smack to them up until the beginning of that video, until she got into her car. Tad says, I haven't seen the video yet. Yeah, you should check it out, man. It's very tragic. It's very tragic. It's very sad, in my opinion. I just feel like it didn't have to go that route. It didn't have to go that route. I feel like the ICE agents were overly aggressive. Overly aggressive. It didn't have to go that route. Why did you have to shoot into her car? That woman, to me, it looked like she was trying to evade. It didn't look like she was trying to harm anyone with her car. It looked like she was trying to evade. I would play the video, but the video is it's very gruesome. It's very gruesome. You don't see, you don't see her being shot, but you hear the shots going into the car, and the people watching it and their reaction to what's happening. It's very brutal. So I won't play the video. It's a little too jarring in my opinion, but it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Um, Please rewatch the video. It is not gruesome. It is gruesome. It is gruesome. It is gruesome. If you take into account what happened, if you take into account that a young woman lost her life, it is gruesome. Um, in my opinion, maybe you like to watch people get mutilated and all types of asphyxiation and all types of crime happening to people. But in my opinion, it was a gruesome video. It was a gruesome video and sad to see, in my opinion. It was a gruesome video. Um, Gerald says people die from bad decisions. Listen, was what she did a bad decision? It looked like she was trying to get away. I mean, it looked like she was trying to get away. I mean, most people would say what they would do in that situation, but most people, you don't know what you would do until you're in that situation. Until you're in that situation, you wouldn't know what to do. You can say what you would do now. I'll put my hands up. I get out the car. I put my hands behind my head. I would do this. I would work with the police officers. You can say all that you want, but if you're angry, you're in the heat of the moment. You're this. You're that. You're tight. You had a bad day. You don't know what you would do. You don't know what you would do in that situation. It's easy to say, "Oh, I would have done this. I would have done that," but until you're in that situation, until you're in that person's mental state, because you're not taking that into account, until you're in that person's mental state, whatever they're going through, and then you add on to the fact that I guess maybe their political views and the fact that maybe they may not even like ICE, and then you put all that together, and then you add, the hostility of the moment, and I mean, then you have what happened. You know, a sane person would not put themselves in that situation. Listen, like I said, you don't know what you would do until you're in that situation. Until you're in that situation, you don't know what you would do. You could say what you would do here. Now, you could say, I would do this, I would do that differently. But until you're in that situation, you don't know what you would do. BX Mills says she got Karen disease and felt obligated to act now as if it cost her. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would not say that. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's easy to not. Pony says it's easy to not interfere with federal actions against illegal aliens. Um, Listen, bro. I mean, wait. Let me read that again. It's easy to not interfere with federal actions against illegal aliens. Yeah, listen, but you may not agree with what they're doing politically. Politically, you may not agree. Now, I agree that if you may not like what something's happening politically, but the law is the law. I agree with that aspect. When you try to intervene in terms of, trying to obstruct the law, trying to stop what's happening on a political, lawful level, then yeah, I believe that she probably had no right. But that doesn't mean that you have the right to take somebody's life as well. I mean, just because somebody's doing something like that, unless they were using that vehicle to harm the police officer or take a police officer's life, I don't think they was in right to do that, you know? Pony says, I appreciate you hosting this show despite my disagreement. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate you as well. Um, Gerald says true. BX says you could have went to Starbucks and went on your lily white day. I mean, listen, that's true. That's true. But if you don't like what's happening in your community, then you have a right to voice your concerns. Maybe this was happening in her community. She saw these individuals in their community. Um, Politically, she felt like they had no right to be there. She voiced her concern. They didn't care about her. She decided to hop into her vehicle, maybe obstruct justice in some form, not justice, but let's say the law in some way. They felt threatened by the way she was using her vehicle. They told her to get out of the vehicle. She tried to evade, and they thought that she was using that vehicle in a harmful manner. And that's probably what caused the series of events. I'm just saying maybe this is how they looked at it, right? But no matter how you look at it, I don't think I don't think it was right for what happened. I think it was sad for what happened. It was actually very tragic for what happened. Um, Gerald says, wrong place, wrong time, emotional bad move. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I don't think that what she did was right, but I don't think that what they did to her was right either. I think that what they did was, a little overboard. I mean, that's just like, come on now. Unless she was like really headed towards unless the police were here and she was trying to like go through the police in her car, then, listen, I understand, but if she's like if she's using her car to evade what's happening, then why are you shooting into her car? I don't understand. Tatted says that is a federal officer. Sorry, she was meaning to hit him and get away. Uh, let me look at the video one more time. I'm not gonna play it, but let me just look at the video. I just want to look at the video. I'm not gonna play it for y'all, but I do want to take a look at it. I just seen. All right, let me look at the video real quick. This one is in slow mo. So I'm looking at the video. It's in slow mo. The officer is up next to the car. Oh wow. Nah, man. No, 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 no. Let me tell you what I just seen. Now, it was an up close version of the video, right? It's an up close version and it's slow-mo. There's an officer, right? At the driver's seat of her car. He's at the car, he's at the window, right? Hammer, it looked like he had the hammer in hand, but he's up at the window telling her to get out. She's maneuvering, trying to evade him. She's not trying to like hit him or back into. She's trying to evade him. While she's like trying to drive away, they start dumping into the car. To me, it looked like she. To me, it looked like they. To me, it looked like they were the aggressors in that. In my opinion, it looked like they were the aggressors in that. It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. Go on Twitter right now. It's on Twitter. It's all over Twitter, and it's like a slow mo version. I would put it in the chat, but I'm on a different phone, and I don't think I have Twitter on this phone. So, but the video that I seen, it's a slow mo version, and you know, it looks crazy to me. It looks crazy to me. Yeah, it looks crazy to me. Yeah, it looks crazy to me, y'all. It looks crazy. Slow mo, bro. That ish happened fast. It did happen fast. I agree. It did happen fast. It did happen fast. It happened. It happened within seconds. Really, it happened within seconds. But I mean, like at the end of the day, do you guys ultimately feel that that was justified? Do you feel like that level of force was justified? Let me ask y'all in the chat. Do y'all feel like that level of force was justified? Do you feel like that level of force was justified? Do you think that that was right to happen? What happened to that woman? Because in my opinion, I don't think that that was right. What happened to that woman? I think that they were overboard with it. Senseless, senseless violence. It didn't have to escalate to that matter, but it did. It didn't have to. It didn't have to escalate to that. BX Mel says she was supposed to turn that engine off first thing. Yeah, that's another thing. She was supposed to turn that engine off. Gerald says I'd have to see the video to answer that. Check it out. It's on Twitter. It's all over Twitter right now. It's all over Twitter right now. Check it out. It's all over Twitter right now. Why was she, BX Mel says, why was she even there if it's an operation going on? They should have had the area sealed off. Well, they came, I'm sure they probably came into that community looking for someone. And I think that they came when they came into that community, she saw them, and I guess that's when she started to, I guess challenge them. I guess I'm guessing that's probably what happened. I think that it's more that happened before that video turned on. Before we saw what we saw in that video, I think it was more that happened. I think that they were there and there was an altercation or something, like maybe some type of blockage or something like that. I think that there was something that happened before the shooting happened. I don't think that video tells the totality of what really happened. I think that that video shows a certain part of what happened. It only shows, you know, the car, and that little thing up until them telling her to get out the car, up until the shooting. I think that there was more that happened before that. I think it was some type of blockage. I think it was some type of screaming and shouting, maybe going back and forth. I think it was more to that video than what we saw. Definitely, it was more than what we saw. BX Mel says they allowed her to be close to an active area, could have been prevented. I agree. Tad says, was she actually an illegal? No, from what's being reported, she's a white man. She's a white woman. And they're saying that she wasn't even a part of the investigation. That's what they're saying. She wasn't even a part of the investigation. Yeah. Pony says she was a citizen. Crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy situation. It's a crazy situation. BX Mel says that's someone's baby regardless, man. What a way to go out. I agree. See, people have this notion where they go into the whole spill of, oh, it's law enforcement. Do what the law enforcement say. Get out your car. Make sure you follow the rules. But at the end of the day, like, this is somebody's child. People should have a little bit more, just a little bit more understanding. This is somebody's child. Maybe that person had a bad day. Maybe their political views don't align with having ICE into their community, and they were feeling disturbed that they were there. It's a lot of things that come into play of a person's mental state when this situation happened. And I personally don't think that was deserving for that to happen. I don't think she was using that vehicle in a way to harm police officers. She was trying to evade, in my opinion. She was trying to evade. She was trying to evade. Flatter says, I've seen too many Karens out there blocking them from their job. Now, I will admit, I've seen that too. I've seen that too. I've seen, some liberal Karens out there, getting in their Mini Coopers and their not their their soccer mom cars, and trying to block ICE agents from doing their duties and doing their job. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that. Absolutely. I've seen that. You know? I've seen that, man. It's a messed up situation. Hey, listen, y'all. We're probably going to. I'm gonna try to come back on tomorrow with the show and talk about this topic earlier in the day. I'm gonna see how that works out, and then maybe we'll get into the Jim Jones and Camron thing. It's a little late. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Listen, salute to everybody in the chat. Tune in. Um, God willing, tomorrow we'll probably do something tomorrow, and we'll talk about this topic tomorrow. But with that being said, you guys have